VA is refusing to launch a formal investigation into complaints about the largest veterans homeless shelter in the Tampa Bay area.
And those concerns include claims of racial slurs from the CEO of New Beginnings and also questions about the millions in taxpayer money it has received. 8 on Your Side investigator Walt Buteau live in studio with the story. You've been on top of this, Walt.
Absolutely. And New Beginnings CEO Tom Atchison denies there are money issues at the shelter, and he says he's never uttered a racial slur. But former employees are asking why the VA won't investigate their claims. New Beginnings was recently forced to replace several employees and volunteers who say they were fired after they complained about CEO Tom Atchison.
What are we having for dinner tonight?
Former volunteer Neon Frazier tells me she wanted to stay to help the veterans here turn their lives around.
But yet you're still using the N-word, or Puerto Ricans are mixed and saying.
Atchison says none of the former employees and residents who claim he used slurs are telling the truth.
Disgruntled employees, lies, gossip, and untrue.
His former employees say they were interviewed by the VA regarding their concerns about how taxpayer money was spent at the shelter. They say they also reported claims Atchison has used racial and homophobic slurs. James Haley spokesman Roderick Cunningham tells us, while we looked into the alleged concerns from former New Beginnings employees, it was determined that there were no veteran patient concerns. Therefore, there was no formal investigation conducted. I asked more than once if the VA looked into the slurs specifically, but Cunningham refused to answer those questions, ending the email thread with, "We have no additional comment."
That means they just want to ignore it and act like it never happened. But what I find very funny is that the VA has not even asked me. They have not contacted me. They haven't questioned me.
Atchison says the lack of a formal investigation proves he did nothing wrong.
My congregation is over 50% black. My assistant pastor is black. My director of our mission is black. If I was a racist, we'd really be in trouble right now with all the black staff I have.
I'm just trying to understand, how is it that it's okay for PT, Pastor Tom, to say those things to us as volunteers? So would it have made a difference if he said it to a VA caseworker? Would have been different for them for them to investigate?
Frazier tells us even though she's not volunteering at New Beginnings anymore, she's still doing what she can to help homeless veterans get permanent housing, and actually tells us she still gets calls to help.
Yeah, you actually reported that the VA had stopped sending the veterans there until the new staff is trained. I mean, is that still the case?
So as of Wednesday, Atchison said New Beginnings was still waiting on certification before new referrals would be sent to the shelter. He has not updated that status for us yet today. We'll have more on this very soon.
I'm sure you'll keep us updated. Thanks
Absolutely.
so much, Walt.
Thanks. Okay.
Yeah. Well, if you have something you want 8 on Your Side to investigate, call our helpline at 1-800-338-0808.